and I just didn't understand what your purpose for calling was.
You didn't know what my purpose is? I have a special purpose.
Well, I know that, but anyway,
So let's just start and say, here is the new and improved Tom Nardone with his original brain without the tumor.
yeah.
That is, look at that scar.
Very big scar.
It's been, so it's been 7 days as of yesterday. Today's Wednesday, so yesterday was Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I talked to you like 3 or 4 days ago. You sound better already. Getting better already.
Yeah. I guess for me, it's just so gradual with it coming back. I mean, I do notice today that I'm getting a lot better, but people were saying it before I was really noticing it. It hasn't been like that noticeable to me. But
yeah.
When I hear myself talking like on that short podcast I did, yeah, I do notice a lot. And Eric, I forgot all about this, but like my cell phones was by me in the bed when I woke up at the hospital, and Eric had zoomed in on me, and I somehow managed to shoot, and he was like the first person I talked to, like after. I mean, I just woken up from, and he had ended up having to call Vaughn because he couldn't understand like every 15th word I said, or something like that. Oh my God! So, I thought I was talking to him, but.
Okay, so here's the thing. That was the first person you thought you talked to when you woke up, but when you have surgery, that the nurses always talk about, oh yeah, you were chatting away and you never remember what you said when apparently your body was awake, but your brain wasn't online.
It was not online at all. This next coming Tuesday, we go back to Charleston, and we have 5 appointments in a day, which sounds like a lot, but if you're going to drive to Charleston for a doctor's appointment, get them all done.
Yeah.
And it's just rather than go every 2, 3, like it's down the street. It's a big deal to drive 3 hours and a half to a doctor. So I just rather get them all done in a day.
Yeah.
So they've been working really good with that.
So hey, but I got a question.
That's when we find.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead and finish. Okay. That's when you're going to find out what?
Well, I'm just saying that the pathology of what they removed, and I guess what happens from here on out. Yvonne did find me a speech therapist. I hadn't asked her when I.
And that's the therapist calling now.
I don't know. No, I mean, it could be for all I know, but she, Yvonne I really appreciate her. She's been taking care of a lot of stuff that I'm not even very free to, because I'm just trying to get better and work on some of my exercises and I got it this morning and wanted to clean this room out, and I started it, but I did stop, and because it would have been a lot of taking totes and boxes up in the attic, and I think I just decided to wait till Brett gets here, my son, and he's going to help me with that. So Yvonne's it's been good. I mean, it hasn't been a bad, I know everybody, I mean, obviously no one wants the brain tumor, obviously, but I have to tell you, there's just been a whole lot of more good things that I experienced than bad. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it all necessarily evens out, but there's plenty of good things that have happened as well as that.
I mean, I have to imagine that the reality of how much people care for you becomes more apparent in a situation like this.
Yeah, and you know, I would have, you know, if to hear me talk and to know me as you do, Kirsten, you would think I would be just eating it up with a spoon, but
Given the circumstances.
Given the circumstances, is very humbling, and you know, sometimes I feel bad that something that happened to me has got so many people up in states, you know, and I know that's not how any of them feel, but it's from my perspective, sometimes that's kind of how it feels, and I get overwhelmed, and you know, sometimes I just have to shut everything off and turn my Xbox where I don't know anybody, and and just, you know, kind of retreat into a world without any, you know, reality. So that's kind of how I deal with it. But you know, you know.
Well, I want to point out one thing. I want to interject this, and I may interject it a couple more times, is that I do know that although you've had all of this positive stuff come from it, and there's the reality of the challenge of healing from any kind of surgery, much less brain surgery, but it also has meant that you've been out of work, and I don't know what your insurance situation is like, but with something like this, there are some financial challenges that come with that. And I do want to mention for anybody who's listening to the show that there is going to be a fundraiser going on to help you and Yvonne out. So, and we'll be putting that information on the video. And I know that that's not something that you like to deal with. Yvonne's dealing with it, but I just want to mention it to anybody who's listening. So,
yeah, I don't, you know, it's such a big deal to me, and you know, I just can't talk about it.
You don't need to talk about it. I just did. But I will tell you the other thing that Yvonne told me to do when I talked to you. She's like, go ahead and make fun of Tom's speech. It's hilarious.
Yeah, she loves that. She, you know, she says that, but you know, she says, I'll say something. She goes, you just sound adorable, you know, or something like that. Or, like, she thought, I don't know, we were just joking around this morning, and I think I call her a bitch. I mean, husband wife joking kind of.
Right.
And she started laughing because she was so happy that I could say the word bitch, but not gigabyte, or I almost give the I don't know, the one after megabyte. I can't say that word. So
there you go. It's okay.
She said, well, at least you can say bitch, you know. So okay, it's just kind of funny. Yeah, and it's funny. You know, I'm really happy. I worried that I would not, but I do have quite a sense of humor about the whole thing. I don't believe it's in any way permanent, so I don't ever have a problem joking about myself. And you know, that was never more ever that when I was on Eric Tumor show yesterday, and I guess I'll be out next week sometime.
Great.
We had a really good time doing his show, and I guess this is my second time on your show.
We're gonna keep getting you on here. This is a big story, you know. This is a big story. It's interesting. To me, it's interesting. Again, I mean, we spoke before the surgery. I spoke to you a few days after the surgery, and it was pretty dramatic, and you were also typing to me. It wasn't just your verbal speech, it was your texting speech as well. Yeah, you were having a hard time with words.
Yeah, just today, I realized that my typing is getting a lot better too.
Yeah, you wrote the word gigabyte today. You couldn't say it, but you could type it.
You know, honestly, like, I'm usually pretty responsive to everybody who writes me, and I just never ignore anybody. But when I'm getting so many now, And
Yeah.
it literally has to, like, if I just wanted to write a paragraph that I might just do in less than a minute, you know, it might take 10 minutes, which is a really long time to be working on this one, because I will like leave a word out. Like if there's somebody that I said, hey, I really appreciate you doing that. I know that was no I know that was no small gesture. Well, I left out I left now the words no small or in the exception. I told them it was a small gesture.
Right.
You know?
Oh. Yeah.
So I did that once, and I knew the person really good, and it was fine. But now I can't. I always think about that thing, so I have to read it, and my reading is great anyway. But now, you know, it's really kind of.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know about you, Tom, but I'm always the like write it one time and send it, and then regret it later if I've left something out or whatever. I'm not good at writing drafts, so I feel your pain with that, having to take that skill up.
Yeah, well, it's just I'm just saying it's a lot more work than it used to be. It used to be, you know, and it still is fun. I do enjoy it, but you know, it's like it's like a time where I could use less messages. But I don't want anybody not to. You know, I get to you. I'm not even close to being done, but I will get to everybody who has, you know, asked me. And it's just a quick word, you know, maybe you'll know why. Then
Can I make a suggestion to you?
Of course you can.
I think that because everybody has to understand you're healing right now, not from a broken toe from brain surgery. So writing a template email where you can say, look, I'm going to get back to you with a personal message for right now. I just want to thank you for, you know, just something that you can cut and paste and send to everybody for right now. And then you can go back at a later time.
Yeah, and the thing, and that's not bad, I guess, Kristen, but the thing is, on my phone, if I look at the message, it'll be dark. It won't be dark, and I'll forget about it. And I just go and get the darker. So that your system is great, but I just think they're all done, and it won't.
Yeah. I do realize that's a problem. So then I go to the backup plan, which is do me a favor and send me another email in a month, and I'll respond to that.
Yeah. Here's a rain check for
a rain check. There you go. There you go. I'll post, or maybe even just a blanket statement. I'll be posting online when I'm available to answer more lengthy emails.
Or a rain check. Here,
a brain check. Oh, that's funny.
There we go.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You still got your humor. They didn't take that from you. That's good.
They didn't. I'm happy.
So do you notice any other changes other than feeling like your speech and maybe some of your organization's a little bit slower than it was?
Well, one interesting thing is that, okay, Yolanda knows that it's just my speech that's effective, okay?
Right.
But because of the way I talk and say certain words, I sound
drunk.
That or very slow, or I mean dim-witted, or just kind of like a simpleton. Well,
yep.
Okay. Yeah. Now, it's like any day, I mean, there's not 10 pounds of garbage in our wastebasket in the kitchen. And she always bugged me, Tom, will you take the trash out? Okay, now though, there's just my speech is effective, right? So I go in the trash can just because I'm not working. I'm just here all day doing what I'm not complaining necessarily
Right.
about that. I mean, truthfully, someday I would rather be at work than not able to do so. But okay, hey, look, trash. I can do the trash because I don't even have to talk, right? So I gather up this trash. Wait, what are you doing, Tom? And I'm like, I'm taking this trash out like I do every day, and she jump up and get it. And I'm like, what the hell? I mean, it's not. I mean, and I'm not don't fault her for that. I get it. I do. She cares about it. But the thing is, when it happens a lot like that, I kind of believe in myself and then wonder if
what else is happening that you don't know about?
It just makes me doubt, like, can I go up the steps without Yvonne holding my hand, or can I go check the mail? I mean, it's like all these things that
right.
That's wrong. How can this be, or this be? But I just Yvonne treating me about the same is been really helpful because we still banter and argue. It's just she feels like she has won because I don't have my articulate wit to just wouse her with. It'll be back, but for now,
your stunning repartee.
Yeah, she's feeling what it feels like to win, even though she's still losing.
Tell her enjoy it while you can.
Yeah.
I have to say, that's impressive. I know that you had a lot of confidence in your doctors, and you were told that it was really just your speech center. And I think you even said that your speech therapist said that she'd never had anybody who, like, didn't have their speech come back after a surgery like this. So
yeah, she said that she's never. My speech pathologist from surgery has never had to meet with people for that with his doctor. So, and I have to admit, it's getting better. Every day is better than it was the day before. And but it's like I mentioned, I did mention this on Eric's show, but you can steal his thunder depending on when this airs. I don't know.
It's okay. But you know that people with ADHD need to hear things more than once anyway to remember them.
That's pretty good point. But I guess a lot of people, and I would have not counted myself indifferent before this happened. I would have been, resentful and made a little angry, but I'm not really angry. I'm not. I don't have any blame for anybody. I don't think I'm special or anything.
Wait a minute, Tom. You don't think you're special? Did you just say that? Did you just say that? Okay. Apparently, there's been a big change since you.
I'm special, but just not because of this facility.
Okay.
But the point is that when I don't, when I wake up, I kind of do a little talk test and see if how I'm doing. But when I do wake up, I always ask her, I go, what if this is as good as it ever gets for me again? What if this is that day that, okay, well, that's how you're, I'm okay about that.
Yep.
It's will be a little challenging for me because I don't have I'm part of the ADHD community, but I don't consider myself a necessarily a professional part of it. I'm well on record as showing no interest in it though I expect the people very much to do it and involve all others. But I'm no schooling, no, I really do get by on my sense of humor and my wits and my articulation, and that
and charming personality.
Compromised. Yes, and much of that is been compromised temporarily, hopefully. But if this is as good as it ever gets me, I'm still gonna keep doing my shows. I'm not waiting to I'm not waiting for anything for my future shows that we do.
Right.
And it's going to keep doing everything I've been doing. It might be a little different. It might be a little sore, but it's still going to be the same things I've always done. Nothing in my head has changed the person I am. I'm not, I used to think a lot of what I was tied up in my speech and the way I presented myself, but it's not. And I just didn't want to keep doing things.
Yep.
And I thought I had a lot of time, and now I know that there's no reason to just wait around for no reason.
No.
You want to do something, do it.
That's right. So I have a question. I keep looking at that scar of yours on the side of your head. And one of the things that we talked about a few weeks ago before this whole thing was that tattoos are a fantastic way to deal with scars.
And that's, you did send me that. I actually asked a lot of people about that, and Carolyn Jardinigo, very good friends of mine, she is actually in the second edition of my book. I dedicated it to her son.
Yep.
A while back, but she suggested putting like a kite here and having the string go back. Yeah. So I thought
brilliant.
But there's another lady I know very well, and she has her share of scars and tattoos, and she says tattoos don't necessarily work.
Oh no, okay, so I'm gonna show you something. Obviously, if people are listening to this on an audio thing, they're not gonna see it. But okay, do you see that? You see that on my shoulder?
Yeah.
I have a giant scar that goes all the way through there.
I see it.
Yep.
I see it.
So, and you can see, but what I've done is use white ink, right? But even where it's not white ink, where there's a little bit of that color, it's done pretty well. Right. And part of that is just making sure that the scar is healed. And this one wasn't even like, I think 6 months afterwards that I had it done. Let's see. I don't know if I can see. There's one also, let's see. I don't know if you can see the scar in there. But so all of those are hiding scars, and I showed you the one on the abdomen, which I'm not going to show to everybody. It's only for you.
Oh, that's right. Only me.
Only you. Even my boyfriend hasn't seen that one. So it really is letting it heal, and once it's flat, you'll be able to. If you get somebody good, they'll be able to do it. I love the idea of the kite. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So. The other thing is, my Rod Halford is like one of my favorite all-time singers and musicians from Judas Priest, and he's got the lightning bolt voice. I thought about a lightning bolt for him, but I think the kites is in the lead right now for it. I was pretty excited about the lightning bolt, but then it's so overdone, and then the kite just seems to make sense. So
it does.
That's part of what it will do. Yeah.
You could put a little key on the bottom of it, like Ben Franklin there, right? Just as a funny little gesture at the bottom instead of a lightning, right? To attract the lightning bolt. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. Hey. That's good. Electricity, lightning.
You're funny. You're funny.
And then the whole thing the whole thing is just the shape of the whole scar.
Yeah.
It would, I would, we'll wait and see how it heals up, and may I be out at the tattoo parlor getting my first tattoo.
I'll get you up to Maine, and I'll bring you to my guy. He's awesome. There you go. So Tom, I'm actually going to let you go from the interview because we're going to talk some more, I know, but I do see this it wears you out. I mean, it's a lot of effort now trying to.
Yeah, I left the show with Eric already yesterday.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense for me to even say, but I can't imagine what I mean, I talk for a living, and if I like a really sit down, kind of have a conversation like this for 20-30 minutes, it's I don't know why it's so taxing for me, but it's just it just wears me out.
Well, the energy in your brain right now is going other places, so you got a little bit of healing to do. So it makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to other people why it would be so exhausting now. So I want to thank you for being on the show again, and we will catch people up again, and I'll be posting some more things. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will talk soon.
All right. Thank you.
Tom Nardone is an amazing man, and he had an amazing tumor. And while the surgery's over, he's not out of the woods yet. He's not able to return to work yet, and the bills are piling up. So we're asking for friends, family, and fans to contribute to his GoFundMe page by going to the link provided here and supporting him in whatever way you can.
If you've enjoyed the show, please like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Your ADHD Life.